Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory podcast. Tad and Will here covering all 32 teams in the NFL. We're here to bring it to you again between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. And yeah, Tad, a remarkable game for Bo Nix. 28 of 37, 284 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Big credit to the offensive line. Sorry, 2 sacks only allowed. Not only that, but Bo Nix also making very agile and mobile plays. And then you got guys like Jaleel McLaughlin and Javonte Williams. But really specifically, I mean, this was just an incredible game for Bo Nix. Yeah, Tad, I mean, this is the Bo Nix that we kind of expected on draft night.
Yeah, definitely. The quarterback that showed a lot of potential in his time at Oregon, and he's had his best game of the year statistically, I'd argue. Here against Carolina, taking advantage of a Panthers team that was a bit overmatched here, but still Bo Nix, he went out there and he did what you would expect a quality quarterback to do, and he made plays. I mean, there's no way around it. He looked like a quality NFL quarterback in this game. So
I
that's what we
mean,
got.
like I said, I mean, whether or not the Broncos can make the playoffs in his first season, I mean, that would be an incredible accomplishment. But I feel like, even Denver fans and NFL fans overall might be expecting Bo Nix to, I mean, he's going to get there. It's just, it might, like I said, it's just patience and time and his development that requires it. I mean, to me, he's not like a Bryce Young or you know, I mean, definitely not like in the case of Bryce Young and like he's going to get benched or anything. I don't think it's going to happen all like that. But Bo Nix just went out and proved what he can really do. So, yeah, Tad, there was a lot of chatter between like Sean Payton and J.C. Horn after the game. There's some chatter going on back and forth. J.C. Horn, chattering at Sean Payton saying like, hey, you guys were just trying to run up the score. And, Sean Payton being who he is and everything kind of, I mean, it wasn't really caught what he fully said, but yeah. Tad do you think this was kind of an antic on Sean Payton's part, or do you think the Broncos were even trying to run up the score? Yeah, what's your take on that?
It's football. The goal of offense is to score. If Carolina doesn't like Denver scoring at the end of the game, then Carolina should stop Denver. That's my take on the situation.
So what you're saying is like, Carolina. I mean, the morale is obviously. I mean, let's flip to the Panthers really quick because yeah, I mean, once again the morale is just incredibly low there.
It
And
is.
I mean, even a lot of the players in that locker room got to be extremely frustrated because losing sucks. I
It
mean, you
does.
hate to lose, and I mean, these guys they get paid, the money that they get paid to do to go out there and play football, and it's like, and a lot of this isn't even in their fault. It's just like their system and their organization, and I mean, you go out there and you play a full game of football just to lose it, and you know, a lot of them just got to be frustrated. I mean, but yeah, I mean, if you are a Panthers fan and if you are like, within the team, within that morale, you did have that opening touchdown. And what was your take on that drive? Like, what did the Panthers like? That was a Panthers team. Like, that was like probably the most put together they looked the entire game was that drive.
And if I recall, that was after a Denver receiver fumbled the ball, correct?
Yes. So they
Yeah,
had good momentum. They had something
they
going.
had a very good start. Bryce Young made some plays in his first game off of being benched. They brought him back. And I mean, he had for himself a respectable enough stat line, not a good stat line, but a respectable stat line. He threw for 224 yards, got 2 touchdowns, also the 2 interceptions, but I mean, he looked composed enough in that first drive. Solid touchdown there to Leggett, the rookie receiver. So he made some plays, but I mean, at this point, I mean, like you said, like Bo Nix and Bryce Young, they're in two different trajectories. I mean, Bo Nix is 5-3 as a quarterback, and in 21 starts, Bryce Young has 2 wins. So I mean, Bo Nix has twice as many wins, more than twice as many wins already. And I mean, it's been an unfortunate time for Bryce Young and the Panthers, obviously. And Denver, they're a better franchise than Carolina. They're a more well built team. I think that's can't be lost in this discussion. But Bryce Young needs to do what he can to elevate his game and elevate his team. I think we're at the point we can say that.
Absolutely. Broncos go out there. They win this game 28-14. Tad, did you have any other final thoughts or takes?
Yeah, looking at some matchups moving forward, Carolina, they have a division home game against the New Orleans Saints coming up, and looking at the
Broncos
Denver
go on the road
Broncos.
to play Baltimore. And Tad, yeah, where would you rank this AFC rivalry, the Broncos and the Ravens?
I mean, it's a decent AFC rivalry that's had some playoff moments. The Flacco bomb for one. But this is I mean, there are two teams that they're in different
You
divisions.
mentioned. Oh, sorry, you just mentioned that moment, and a quick. Gosh, I'm trying to think. What's his damn name? Uh,
The receiver,
yes,
Jacoby Jones,
yes. Rest in peace to Jacoby
for
Jones.
sure, for
Yes,
sure.
R.I.P. to him. You mentioned the moment. You gotta give a quick respect moment to him. So,
Absolutely.
and that was an unfortunate event that did happen for the Ravens franchise in the
Yeah.
offseason. But yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So a deep seated AFC rivalry, lots of emotions and everything between these two teams. So,
For sure.
yeah, it's going to be very fun, in my opinion.
Should be a good game.
And then the Carolina Panthers, you got your NFC South rival, the Saints, at home. You feel like the Panthers can really have a good chance to win this game with how the things are going for the Saints. I mean,
Mhm.
this is a really good chance to, like, you know, you can go out there and get this win and, get a boost of confidence a little bit. This is a good chance for that this week for the Panthers. Next week.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, so be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. This is the Gridiron Glory podcast where Tad and Will cover all 32 teams.